crap. We forgot to unmute and we talked like 3 or 4 minutes when our mute was on, so sorry everyone. With ace-5 off and he's only limping, we are going to be shoving it in. It's actually really close to be also doing a non-all in there. That might get some misclicks from. That we could get some misclicks, and we now got a fold there, and that's going to be great.
I think it was a good shove.
And this guy, when he's so short, we are not going to be shoving twos because we are more likely we are going to be flipping if it's going to be against him, and if it's not going to be against him, we are likely going to be in a bad situation. So because he's going to be so short, we are getting the blinds next to never, and we should plan accordingly. And with nines, we are going to be calling it.
We got it in real good, but then the damn ace came.
Oh well, that's just what we can do. We can get it in good, and we hope that we are realizing our equity. Actually, with the $50 ante, when we are having just 3 antes going on, we are going to get it in, and we are hoping to the playable stack by doubling up a few times.
Yeah, I think you just go all in every single hand in that situation.
That's something that I told you, that it's going to be bubble play, and oh well, we are not going to get in the money by just folding, but it's going to be closer than I would want. Bad preparation.
Well, let's hope for the best.
Now we are just having these Sunday meal sats. We are also taking this big game. So we are only having 3 sats more. 2 sats more. We hoped for the best and we didn't get it.
Kings. We were against kings. We didn't get any good cards.
Oh well, we would have required a lot of good cards. Okay, so there are 2 tables on top of each other. And now we are having just 2 satellites on the left side of the screen, and then we are having the hyper, because I'm going to be hyperactive again. We got a nice stack in the $51 hyper, so I think it's going to be an interesting game. And when these guys are probably going to be folding too much, 10-8 off is going to be a good shove. And we are getting some information from the great National Hockey League. Philadelphia, Washington, 4-4.
I thought it was something like fish. But thanks for the translation. That must have been really bad situation. Oh dear.
When on satellites, you should be shoving very tight to avoid the risk of being eliminated. When you are most likely going to get a ticket by just folding, then you are not going to use up all of your spots. And in general, you should be probably calling tighter than usual, even especially if you are near the bubble. And like on the Sunday Million game that we had, like, I don't know, it was something like 150 from the money. I think it was a slight playing mistake, shoving Queen 10 off, even though chip-wise it's going to be a great game.
I think there were quite a few places still the tickets.
130, and we were probably at that spot we are on the bubble, and it's only just that when we are shoving against 8 people we are going to get called really often. But oh well, I ran nicely before I started this broadcast, and when I started this broadcast I have probably crashed and burned into every turbo satellite on the Sunday Million that there is, so
I guess the results will be really interesting, at least a graph.
most likely. It's going to be also interesting to see how good Poker Tracker 4 is going to be in detecting the satellites, because there have been some problems. There have been some problems with it. Corbister, it's going to be more of a function on how big your stack is going to be compared to the average stack there, and how much, if you are like 2,231 players, like how good is your stack compared to twice the average stack? Did you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, if you are thinking about when the bubble is going to burst, the average stack is going to be around twice the amount that it's going to be right now. So you are going to be thinking about, is your stack way bigger than that? So are you? And here we are so far away from the bubble, and we require chips. So we are going to get it in with King 10 off. But I think that if you are 46 out of 2,331, you can start being less active for sure. But I don't think that you should stop doing anything yet. Close when I know that the big blind is never calling.
Still too many players behind you.
Still too many players, and ace-2 off plays horribly. Like anything that calls me is going to pretty much have me dominated. And average stack is 15k and you have 40k. And now if you are thinking about it, Korvistori, when the bubble is going to be bursting, it's going to be 30k. So you will be requiring a larger stack, so you should carry on accumulating chips still. You can't let your foot off the throttle just yet. And you are going to be leaking chips when you are taking your foot off the throttle, so take that into account as well.
Yeah, I'm sure it would have been nice to get an easy answer that, yeah, you don't need to play any more hands and that's it. But I think it was far away from that. It was like, you might be getting something, but you cannot be sure. You have to be cautious, but you cannot stop playing. Right.
Yeah, you have to be cautious, especially against the stacks that are larger. You can abuse some of the smaller stacks that are in the folding mode, but you can't just give up playing just yet, because the stack isn't going to be large enough to not be bubbling if you are folding every next hand.
I think that's very good information in general, consider these satellites, because I think that's a good question regarding that, when I can just go somewhere else and just trust that I will get a ticket, or do I need to start worrying about the next hands.
And even if you are close, you should be pretty much, if you are a good player, you are multi-tabling. If you are multi-tabling, you are pretty much going to be. And 6-5 suited, I'm not going to be shoving there because Pavchen is going to be calling a lot there. And when he's going to be calling a lot there, it's going to be... And Jack 8 off, it's going to be so close. Suited, I would going to be pushing it for sure. Because there are just two short stacks and I think that I'm going to get action more than I want. And now we got tens in the Sunday Million, so we are getting a hand that's hard to play deep, and especially considering our deep play experience, that we don't have a lot of recent experience playing deep, so...
And lots of worries about nothing. Everybody folded.
Yeah.
You're a worrying kind.
And Kauris made it a bit easier. Play any way you like, but don't bust. It's going to be a good tactic. If you are just not busting from satellites, you are making a ton of money. So that's really a top tip.
From our leader. It's good to have a different wording for the same output.
Could you blow up the dynamite?
Sure. Dynamite.
Ignite it, honey.
There you go. And now the fun begins.
More caffeine.
I guess we already should be getting some kind of free dynamites or some kind of sponsorship money out of that company, because we are always drinking that at some point during the MTT coaching, and we always love that.
And actually free dynamite sounds great.
Yeah, and for you who are not aware what we are talking about, it's an energy drink. Nothing more serious, but it gets us going till the end of this session.
We are going to be 3-betting against small blind because we are playing in position anyway, so we like to play a larger pot there as well. And you thought that I opened beer already.
It's gonna be a long night, and if we start to get drunk already, it's not going to be an easy night.
Actually, there is the spot that I'm thinking about. What is the average? Average is 6.4. We are going to be calling this because we are getting decent enough odds.
Did you mention that you never win the pots when you already got the pot odds and nothing else?
But we just need somewhere around 30%. We got 31 against with the Ace-Jack, and it's something that's going to be really demotivating. It's going to be hard to do those kind of pot odds calls, because you are making the calls, you know that you are behind. You are winning the pot only 1/3 of the time, so it's going to be something that you need to practice.
We wanna flip. I repeat, we wanna flip. I'm happy at it. I guess I can be. But Dynamite Poker, now with their online pros, Aarnimetsa and Foxey. That's pretty awesome. We should do that. I might have gotten a bit too little sleep lately, so pardon me. I feel sometimes that my tongue is knotted somehow on my mouth. So some things might sound a bit weird.
Everything will sound weird today.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, just I'm so tired, so everything sounds weird for today. We are going to c-bet in position, and it's going to be close if we are betting at second barrel, and we are going to go for a largest value here. And we are going to for a large value here because he's clearly pot controlling there, and when he's clearly pot controlling, I didn't think that he would have such a nutty hand that he had.
He had 2 pair and he didn't bet the river.
And he was looking like he's pot controlling there, so
That's a weird.
that's a bit weird, but he got probably the most out of it, especially when we bet big on the river, because he should have a lot of queens that can call. So it's not the optimal way of. And on the anniversary satellite we are going to be with the suited king, we are going to get it in. And on the hyper we are having a pot odds call spot, and we are having a really decent hand to call because we are having a suited hand. Even though the hand is low, it's like never dominated.
And there you go.
Yeah, we got king 4 against us, but usually a suited hand is going to be in 3-way pots. It's going to gain a lot of equity, so it's usually going to be really good. And we lost another satellite, so there are only few satellites, and we are going to take the Sunday storm, so we are having the huge field Sunday special journeys up the top. We are having one more satellite going on there.
Korpisatuli, let's hope your aces will hold. They never do, by the way. But let's hope for the best.
Actually, Virpa, how does caffeine react when it's warmed? Like, if I'm making coffee with dynamite, is it going to be like really, really, really explosively strong caffeine spike? Or I'm thinking about what are the most interesting games going on. Let's take the bigger the best.
That's what she said. Oh dear God, help me.
Interesting.
I'm so happy I'm going to make the cutting of these videos later.
So you think there is going to be a lot to be cut?
I think so. But you thought that Virpa has been making with coffee with dynamite or some kind of energy drink.
If you want to hear colors, replace water with dynamite when brewing coffee.
So it's like,
It sounds
I'm telling
awesome.
that from the experience.
It sounds awesome. Like it's going to be, if we are here 8 o'clock in the morning, we are probably going to be doing exactly that.
Yeah, I think we have to put the note somewhere because we won't be remembering that. But still, all of you are still following us in the morning, actually in 12 hours. Please remind us, because I think we are in that kind of condition that there is no guarantee with what we are going to do or what we remember or about anything really.
Like you say that it's going to be a bad thing.
I'm just warning that there are no guarantee about anything, that there will be no, how to say that, disappointing.
This is going to be a horrible spot. He called pre-flop from big blind. I think it's going to be more likely than not that he's going to have a smallish pocket pair. Especially if he's going to bet the river, and he's betting the river small, leaving one half of his stack, and this is going to be a set. really, really, really often. And we are not really happy that even though we are having the top pair, because I think that his range is going to be so nutty there.
Actually, can you check that Hyper Turbo? What's the lobby of it?
We are going to get money.
At least money.
It's going to be almost 10k for the winner. $88 already, and $88 times 100 for the winner. And we got ace king, ace queen against ace queen. Not really happy about it. We could have gotten it in good.
No
As for-
shit.
Dig deeper, Watson.
Hoo-hoo. Apologies. We said no good jokes coming up. Some deep, deep breaths, and then let's start again. I'm starting to be too afraid to say anything anymore. Oh dear.
I think, Korpistori, that's not really that interesting, because you are likely, if you are now 111th out of 1.4k, you are quite likely to get ticket. It's with ace king off, it's still quite close, I think, but in every hand there's like 50 players eliminated almost. If you are thinking that you are now 111th, there are going to be some huge stacks on the tables, and there are going to be small stacks that are going to be all in with the antes, and of course when there are going to be 1,400 players, there are also going to be tables, like there are going to be something like 150 tables. So, and we are going to be pretty much, even though he is a supernova, we are going to be shoving pretty much any two cards when we are so short and the antes are so large on the small blind. Even though we are always going to getting it in bad when he calls, but we are still making a lot of money on all of those situations that he does not call.
I have to say it aloud now. In Sunday Million, we have got them aces. And I'm so afraid. That Svenor guy who's raising, you should check that previous hand, because I think he's a really bad player.
No worries. About a half a pot of continuation bet, and we are having a nice stack to get it in by the river. Oh my gosh, this is going to be horrible. We are playing in a way that's going to be exploitable, and but we are going to exploit the opponent there, and I would hope that we would be exploiting him to the max, but no worries, we got owned by.
And the second times.
But aces in two hands in a row in Sunday Million.
Now it's starting to seem good. If you have any idea how to get some value out of it, but because
Against him.
Sorry.
Not happy. Not at all.
Maybe we have to start shipping that dynamite to Finland and get some extra rake back out of it.
And we got the silent moment for the wasted aces. We got aces against the fishiest player on the table that looks like that he's going to be Swedish out of any nationality, and we pretty much got no value out of it.
Shameful.
Almost makes a small tear run on my face.
Cry me a river. Toughen up, big boy. You still have a good stack. It's not awesome stack, but you can still do many kind of things with it.
Miracles?
Oh, I truly hope so.
And Korpistor says it seems that the theme in the Sunday coaching is always to run very bad first and in the end run like God. Yeah, we hope so. We hope so.
We truly hope so. But first we have to just get into that deep end, at least in some of the games, to be able to run good in the final moments.
And Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro playing again. Yeah, he's solid. I think he's making videos to one of the poker coaching sites. I think it's like Deuce's Bracket or something. And I think he's also solid as a hyper player. So very versatile player, and I have played pretty much against him, and I don't like it that he's going to be in position compared to me.
It's
because
like the worst player and the worst bot against us.
Yeah, I hope that we are going to be switching tables soon, or we are going to be doubling up so that we can get a decent stack to be used as a weapon and hopefully get something going on. We are not going to force any action there. If we are not getting the cards or the spots, we are not going to be forcing the action. Actually 5 big blinds deep, after I said that we are not going to be forcing the action, but when we are just 5 big blinds deep, any ace is going to be good enough, because
the Andes are amazing.
Yeah, and also we are not going to have much chances after the small blind and big blind are going to hit us. We are going to get crippled, and then our stack is not going to be a weapon. And this is the suckiest part of ace-2's off. Anything that can happen, anything that Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro can call us, we are really bad shape against it.
Oh, that's
awesome!
Woohoo! Ship it! And it's like the best flop ever. Or at least the turn made it more beautiful.
Easy as cake.
And now, would you say that you just weaponized your stack?
Yeah, now I got some nuclear arsenal here. Now my stack is going to be in a lot better shape in there. On the $51 hyper, we weaponized our stack by running really good in a 3-way pot with ace-deuce off against Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro's queens, and then someone called from the button with 7-6 suited, which is something that, like, if there are 53 players remaining, Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro is going to have a better pocket pair decent amount of time than the 7s that the guy is going to be completely crippled against, and most likely he's going to have, the best he's going to have is that his flush draw is not dominated by our flush draws, and also that he's going to have only 3 overcards. And Kaleon is going to be taunting the poker cards by no queen on the river. No queen on the river.
Not today, bro, not today.
So Korpistori, how is your Sunday Million satellite going on? It should be quite near to the end right now. So are you going to be free rolling the Sunday Million that we are great shape in? We are
Oh, the irony.
On Sunday Storm, Guy has been active. We have 1 caller. We are going to get it all in with jacks. Not a lot of thought even. And I think we are not going to try to induce any action out of Cecilius. We are just going to ship it in with Ace Queen. And I hope that we got rid of Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro.
Till the turn that looked good, but then the river got the queen, so Kaleon. No cursing, no jinxing, please. The river came and it was your card, but it was a different game, but we got busted because of it.
There's going to be something that Kauris loves.
Oh, for the fuck's sakes.
And Kuba is in the Sunday Million. That's congrats.
Awesome.
If we are not going to ship it, you should.
Definitely. Good luck.
Actually, now we are going to get we are in the chip lead in the 51 buck hyper, and actually we are going to get our position open in the rahastusjahti.
Well,
We are going to min race, but we are going to get it in because it's a rebuy and people are gambling it up there a lot. And now Tupe's team is going to be afraid. Very, very afraid.
Yeah, I really hope that one of us from Pokerimania will get at least the money, but I really hope that one of us will get at least the
How much is that? 5.8. We are still shipping it in, but it's not a standard ship because this is a rebuy game and we are going to see something like this so often that it's going to be profitable even with a hand that's not that strong because people are going to be gambling it up in the 3 times rebuy.
solid reads. Once again, well played, sir.
Now we have 2 teams. The other team is Tupe's team of the evil Darksiders, and then it's going to be Partanen's team, and Partanen means it means a birdie guy, a guy with a huge bird. So this is Parta is going to be a pun on the movie, you know. Kauris, do you believe if I say that I misclick registered to this 3x turbo? Congrats, Korpisoturi, for the Sunday Million ticket.
Awesome! Well played. Most deaf. So, see you at the final table.
Hopefully.
Let's make a deal. And Kuupa, that means you too.
But actually, Korpisalo is in the wrong team. So take a... Or
So we just make a better deal.
Yeah, the birdie team guys are getting more and more worried because there is going to be something incoming because there are two of the Tupes team's players in the Sunday Million. And because there are Poker Imania guys, they are going to be cashing in big today.
And it's a statement, not a question. Yeah, sorry Virpa. They're not working. At least not for you.
The square brackets, they are used in the BB codes and it's really hard to avoid parsing the... Actually, I shouldn't be explaining the technical side of it. Just that the square brackets don't work, but every other sort of bracket does, so you should have a lot of options there.
That's a good thing that you realize that starting a deep technical conversation at this point is not probably the most optimal game plan.
I think it's going to be like halving our viewers if I'm going to have a deep technical discussion about something, how Poker Imania works behind the scenes.
Yeah, we can sure make a different video out of that one day.
And here, if he's only be shoving here, it's going to be, for us, it's 25k to call, to play for a 97k pot, so we are requiring just, without ICM, we are just requiring about 26%. So when we are just required 26%, we are going to be calling it. And even still, even though our hand is like one of the worst hands, three-handed, we are just getting such a good price on it. And now we got it really good because both of our cards were alive at the beginning of it. And Virpa, you wouldn't mind, but I think that there's going to be too much of the people that will mind. And there is going to be some secret project that all of the Riihimäki guys are doing. It's going to be interesting, and there will be something on the secret project in April.
Ooh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Actually, I have one question.
What is better than a secret project?
Two secret projects.
A public project.
There's no fun in that.
There is some fun in that.
Well, if you think about the wording public project, the first thing that comes to your mind is some kind of government project.
Government crap.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Actually, I should say that what's better than a secret project is going to be a semi-secret project that's actively blogged about.
Yay! And only for the best viewers of the world. Yeah, sorry, I have to go a bit back. The Varhis on the Hyper Turbo, that's unknown a player, and you had ace 9 off in the small blind. Did you even consider trying to induce a 3-bet from a worse hand?
I think that we are not going to be inducing a 3-bet by a worse hand. Actually, here he's just having 1.2k, so we are going to get it in. It's a 3 times turbo. It's going to be awesome if he folds.
Or calls with the worse hand. Which is better?
And we are going to be shipping it even though there is just one player behind us because he has been really active thus far and we are not going to give him easy spots. And sick mode Aarnimetsa, that's going to be great because we are needing some sick run right now.
What kind of poker players are the best? The ones who are tired. That's not my professional opinion, by the way. Please be well aware of your situation on the table and what's the educational side of this. It's hard to think when my hair is itching.
Actually, because he's going to be calling so much, shoving here will be plus EV. And that's just because he's going to be calling so much. And he's going to be calling so much if we are min raising here, so. And we don't want to be in a hard spot with such a short stack that we are not going to. And we are not having a lot of flops that we can continue on aggressive. we should start talking about trophies, not toilets. But the first place in the trophy placement in this $51 hyper is going to be 8.8 thousand.
There is only 20 players left. Are there any point before final table that we need to consider the situation more results wise?
Yes, we got a great table results oriented. We got a lot of sword stacks, we got a tablet player and we got a purple player there, so.
We got a tablet player with a huge stack, double than ours. Is that a good or bad thing?
It's going to be okay. Don't you worry about it. Let me worry about it.
I'm just like hola bella.
And now that we hit 2 pair, we are going to make him pay. We are trying to get the pot big enough so that we can shove the river.
And that's a good point to consider when you are thinking about your betting sizes on the flop and turn. If you want to get all in the river,
Please shape the pot correctly.
Indeed.
And you should be thinking about what you are doing when you are betting. Why are you betting? Are you betting for value? Are you betting as a bluff? What do you love more, if the people behind you are folding or if they are calling? Actually, bluffing him probably isn't the best of ideas when he's not folded that much on me against me.
Virpa, awesome. You have a good stack in the storm. If you ship that, then we can ship the Sunday Million, right? Is it reasonable enough? What would we do with such a money? What wouldn't we do, actually?
We would be rolled to play Sunday Millions. Because he just called, I'm presuming that his range is going to be really strong here. And I was correct. And I'm thankful that we didn't get there.
Ooh. The people are dropping like flies.
And there is the supernova that's just chatting a lot. And with Queen 10 we are going to call, even though it's going to be a tough hand for us to play, because we are in position against the bigger stack, only out of position against PO, and we are going to get the pot sometime as a position play as well.
Was that supernova player chatting in which language?
That's the language of Netherlands. That's Holland, or what's it in English?
Dutch.
Dutch. That's like the wooden shoe language. And he called with King 10. That's actually not a bad call, because it's going to be... Actually it is, because it's cut off against...
Oh dear God. I'm afraid.
Yeah, we are going to...
We are screwed.
No, we are flipping.
We are screwed.
We are flipping. I don't know. We got a nice cash there. But we were so close to the final table.
And there was a guy with 20k stack next to us.
Oh well.
Well, we played for the win.
We played for the maximum equity. That's...
Oh, there we go again. I said it wrong.
Usually in tournaments you are not playing for a win, you are playing for the maximum equity. You are playing always to maximize your equity in the... Maximize your equity in the game. And Corpustor said that the deep runs in hypers are so ugly because you are playing with so short stacks. Yeah, but people are making also a lot of mistakes with those short stacks, so I think the runs are okay. So that's going to be... Based on the maniacal laughter, you are flipping like a ninja. No, that was just Dayah asking me what would we do if we would win the Sunday Million. And then we would be rolled to play the Sunday Millions. With there, we are going to 3x turbo. It's going to be a huge pot, and we are going to...
What?
I didn't think that we are going to get it that good.
And then we are kind of like losing to both players. And we are ahead with King Queen off.
Yeah, I think we would just be getting the pot so often when there are two limpers.
Very bad. Not on our part, but on theirs.
And Corpus said, yeah, of course you make money there, but if you're not sick mode Aarnimetsa, you are crying a little if you are losing a flip on the final table bubble. Oh, maybe you shouldn't be crying, you should be using your anger productively.
Shut up. You're not gonna do it anyway. You're just saying nice words at this time.
And you are now saying that I'm going to be smashing mouses right after that.
Well, actually, you have been smashing more mouses than I have ever. Not recently, though. I have to give you that credit.
And we are going to be shoving it in the Sunday meal.
Please, cross your fingers.
Like, if there is two players, he's going to be calling with some traps. He's like never trapping, and now we are folding. But we would have had a really good stack in shoving there, because it's quite likely that we would have gotten the pot there. Now that when he just calls the 3-bet, I think the Johnny's is having more of the decent hands as well.
I think we dodged the bullet there.
Yeah. And this is kind of a interesting spot. I think that we can play quite a lot of hands there. And I'm actually starting to adjust my set here. To include mostly just 180 men turbos and some hypers. So we opened just one normal speed 180 man, and now we are going to be opening just turbos and hypers from now on, so that we can stop the set at the decent hour. And Kauris 84, you don't win million if you don't play. That's very true, and we are playing for maximizing our equity, and we are sure hoping to win the Sunday million, but we'll see.
Yeah.
It has
Arcspar had kings, and Dynamic Nat is not a good player.
It was Janis.
Ah.
He was,
he got busted. Sorry. My bad.
That's always good to check if you are making a mental note on someone, that is he really going to be a weirdo or not. What's the first place in the Sunday million? It's going to be at least $1 million. It's going to be $1 million and 40k.
And late registration is still available, so it will be even more.
If you are going to get 5th or better, you are ending the Rahastusjahti challenge.
Let's aim for that, at least. Right?
At least.
Well, girls gotta have a dream.
And Kauris is saying that you can also sit out because it might be the better line. That's going to be so harsh. Kauris is so evil. But this is going to be a break, and we are going to use it maximally in trying to maximize how refreshed we are. So we are going to get up, and we are going to be back in just 5 minutes. So see you then.